Repos are up, and the auto loan crisis is getting worse. Repos are up, and the auto loan crisis is getting worse. Now, how does this affect you? Well, not only does it affect you personally because we want you to make more informed decisions. We know that rates are up and the interest rates that they charge on people that finance their cars. The financing deals, how long they are much longer. More importantly, the ability for manufacturers to be able to sell you a car and whether or not they have their own financing arm will affect their earnings. And there's a lot that goes into it. And often at times we're able to see and judge the health of an economy by whether or not there's a large amount of repossessions that's going on. Make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Auto loan crisis.
Whether it's a sports car you're excited to rev up for a nice weekend drive, or a safe minivan filled with entertainment features for your children, cars are everywhere. There are more than 275 million vehicles on the road in the United States.
People, they equate cars with freedom. There is this way in which it gives us an ability to explore and see and expand our lives.
But in recent years, owning a car has gotten expensive. Really expensive. More than 100 million Americans have an auto loan, and auto loan debt in the US is currently at $1.5 trillion.
Auto loan debt is currently at $1.5 trillion. If you just had to do the math on that, let's just say, what is the average interest rate on these things, right? Because when you finance a car, and a lot of you guys don't look at your statement, you just basically make sure that you buy the car based off of what you think the payment is, and you don't buy the car based off of what you think or how much it's truly going to cost you. When you finance a car, especially in the beginning of that 60, 72 month, 84 month, 96 month, yeah, it's auto loans that's going that far now. When you finance a car, and let's say you start to first pay for it the same way that you first start to pay for your mortgage, if you look at the statement, the overwhelming majority of the money that you're paying, especially on the front end, is going towards the banks, whoever it is that financed that car. So when they give you that financing rate, all of the money, the interest payment is money that's in their pocket. It 100% goes into their pockets. When you finance a car, a home, paying credit card debt, and you look at that interest versus the principal, all of the interest is literally money in the bank's pocket. And there is $1.5 trillion, over 100 million people have been effectively marketed to as far as financing a car. And they've marketed it to you in so many different ways. Hey, how are you going to get to work if you don't have a reliable vehicle in order to get you there? You should live out further instead of moving into a city where you can advocate for public transportation to save you a significant amount of money that is also going to cost you not only on financing a car, but also when it comes to the insurance industry. They eating off of you. The state, when it comes to renewing your tags, they eating off of you. The maintenance and all of these different people that are dependent on you in order to keep their businesses thriving. The tire shop, the battery companies, the industry, the auto manufacturers, the suppliers. There is a huge incentive to keep you financing cars and to keep you buying vehicles, even to the point to where if you walk into a dealership today and you say that, hey, I don't want to finance, I'm paying cash, you're actually looked at worse than the person that's walking in there in order to continue to finance the car. Because the finance companies incentivize the dealerships in order to get you to finance with them, especially if you have great credit. Let me say that again. If you walk into a car dealership, ask any dealership, ask any salesperson, and you say, I'm paying cash, they'll sell it to you, but they also don't really want to deal with you over the person that's willing to finance because they get extra incentives and bonuses and money that comes along with financing it because that's where the dealership make the majority of their money. And so there's all of these different industries that's depending on you guys to market to yourselves effectively. When you pull up and you got that Charger, Hellcat, Dodge, whatever, blah, 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 whatever, you're basically doing their job for them and you're marketing that vehicle that you're then going to pay an egregious amount in interest and financing it in order to try to make sure that you stay fresh for people that don't give a fuck about you. Let's continue.
A record high.
Outside of purchasing your first home, A new car or an auto is the second largest purchase for most people.
Nope. It's the third largest purchase. It's the third largest purchase. The third largest purchases that you're going to make in your lifetime is going to be the vehicle that you finance. The second largest purchase that you'll probably make in your lifetime is the place that you stay. The first largest purchase that you're ever going to make in your entire life is the person that you lay next to. That's a fact. Hear me out. The biggest financial decision that you're ever going to make in your life is the person that lays next to you.
Given the transaction prices and vehicle prices today, financing is required to buy these vehicles.
In 2023, the average monthly auto loan payment for a new vehicle is $725, up from $650.
In 2023, the average monthly payment, we're not talking about the interest, we're not talking about the length of the auto loan, we're not talking about none of that. The average, now, think about this. A lot of y'all say that the average person makes somewhere between $40,000 and $55,000 a year, right? 40,000 and 50, 100 million people got car notes in this bitch. 100 million, $1.5 trillion in debt. Paying $725 a month. That means that there's some people on the spectrum that's paying $500 a month. There's some people on the spectrum paying $1,000 a month for a fucking car to get you to and from where you gotta go every month. And don't fucking miss, because they're gonna throw fees on there. They're gonna ding your credit. Don't get 30 days behind because they're gonna fuck you over. Don't miss. And if you get 3 months behind, 90 days, they coming to get your shit. $725. Do you know what the equivalent of about $8,400 a year would do when you putting that into your retirement? If you paid $10,000 a year, 10,000, because some people get they can't live without a car note. If they ever paid their car off, they would go and trade it in and get another one. Some people can't live without a car note because it's just a normal part of your nature. Some of y'all trading your cars upside down, and the reason that you're paying more in a car note is not that you got a better car, is because you were upside down and they carried over the amount that you financed into the next car. So now you owe the extra $5,000, $10,000 more than the dealer wanted to give you for it when you traded it in. And so you said, well, just spread it out over the amount of the loan, and then we'll just finance it and we'll continue to do that shit. Let's continue.
In 2022, the average monthly payment for a used vehicle is $516 in 2023,
y'all
up
paying
2% from the prior year.
$516 a month for something that somebody else got. That is the equivalent of being a stepfather. That is the equivalent of you are paying $516 a month for a used vehicle. That is like being a stepfather. Somebody else broke that cherry and bust that down, and now you have to deal with what's under the hood of that bitch. Skeeted on the baby seats, kicked their feet all up on the pedals, right? Picked their nose, ate their boogers, and then turned up the radio. But y'all keep saying that one man's trash is another man's treasure. Yes, Brian, step cars. These niggas got step cars. You got a step car. You went and financed a step car. You got a step car in this bitch. I never imagined one day in my life where we would be seeing step cars on these niggas. Y'all got step kids, step cars, you got a step van, and you taking them badass kids to the mall to go and get them some new shoes because let me give messy mathematician a wrench. I'm getting rid of people and I'm adding new people as moderators. I'm giving new people wrenches. Every day I'm going to go through and I'm going to call what it is. Let me give Brock a wrench too. I like Brock. Brock is hooking me up. Let's continue. Let's continue over with the show.
Meanwhile, consumers don't typically cast their car buying experience in a positive light.
It was a very quick process, and I did feel like they just wanted me to sign at the bottom line.
That sounds just like a lot of y'all that got stepkids. Look at what he just said. Listen to what he just said. Listen, let's rewind that.
very quick process, and I did feel like they just wanted me to sign at the bottom line as
That sounds just like a stepdaddy. It was a very quick process, and now she just wanted me to sign on the dotted line. I ain't playing. He said it was a very quick process, and I felt like they just wanted to get it over with. Now you got her pregnant, and now you got to pay child support for the next 18 years.
quickly as possible.
For years, complaints and lawsuits have been popping up left and right against lenders for alleged discriminatory and illegal practices.
It undermines my trust.
Do C got a wrench? Let me get C a wrench real quick. Hold on. I'm only going to give out a few a day. I can't get everybody in one day because I got to finish the show. I didn't even know C didn't have a wrench. Let me see. If Love C got a wrench? Fuck. Why Love C ain't got a wrench? She was a bag chaser and everything. Let me get her a wrench. All right, let's continue, y'all. We got to get with the show.
Number one priority is to our consumers. And so we have put a variety of processes in place to ensure that is the case.
So what's happening in the auto loan industry, and what can consumers do to make sure they're protected? Just like any other loan, an auto loan is a lump sum of money you're given to purchase a car. Money you're borrowing and have to pay back over time. Once you've been approved for a loan, often including a down payment, you can drive your new or used car out of the lot. But it's only yours as long as you make monthly payments. With interest, of course. Take 32-year-old Sean Miller, for example. In 2019, he bought a new car for just more than $48,000. He put down about $10,000, locked in a 3.89% interest rate for a 72-month term, and now makes monthly payments of about $590.
Let me rewind that. They be doing the math a little too quick.
Take 32-year-old Sean Miller, for example. In 2019, he bought a new car for just more than $48,000. He put down about $10,000, locked in a
So he financed $38,000. He put down $10,000.
3.89% interest rate.
He got a 4% interest rate
for a 72-month term, and now makes monthly payments of about $590. By the time the loan is paid off, he'll have paid nearly $5,000 in interest.
Think about that. You paying $5,000 in interest. $5,000. So you bought the car for 48, really bought it for 53. You bought it for 53 and you only paying a 3.89% interest rate. You're paying a 3.89% interest rate. You bought it for 53, not 48, and that ain't even including the taxes. And you got maintenance, and you got insurance, and you got tag renewal every single year. By the time that you get done paying off the car and you get the use out of it, here's the question that I have for y'all. When y'all go out and do this stuff, here's my question. What do you get back out of it? That's the question that I want y'all to ask yourself as we going into this conversation. What do you get back out of it? As you're getting your car repossessed or whatever, is the investment worth the amount that you paid for it? Every single time that you go out and you do something, and this is why I say y'all all got to look at it from a business perspective. Every single time you go out and you do something, are you asking yourself, is the investment worth it? I know that y'all want to get in these relationships. Damn, I need to save this because I'm going in. Let me write that down because I need to tackle that. Did you do the math? Is the math mathing? I look at it like this. The car is going to cost me X amount of dollars, right? And I look at homes the same way, and more importantly, I look at women the same way. The car is going to cost me X amount of dollars. What is going to be the return on my investment? Let's say the car over the lifetime of the car cost me $75,000. I paid for it, the interest on it, the insurance, the maintenance, the gas, the tax, all of this stuff. Let's say I pay a total of $75,000 over the lifetime of me owning that car. Did that car make me enough money? Did that car make me enough money back to where I can justify purchasing that vehicle. Same way with a house. A lot of people only look at the house. See, you look at leasing a car in the same way that you look at leasing a car versus buying a car. You look at it the same way as you look at renting a home versus buying a home. Because some people say, well, after I buy the home, I own it forever, or it appreciates over time, or I could sell it, right? In a similar way, not exactly the same, but we know that cars depreciate, homes tend to appreciate. But what is the true cost of home ownership? When I have conversations with people and I give the true cost of home ownership, they say, man, if I had a bunch of money, I would buy a $2 million house. If I hit this or whatever, are you willing to pay $90,000 a year in property taxes? What about the maintenance? What about when you have to replace the central air on both sides of the house? What about when you have to do the roof replacement and it costs you $40,000? That don't count? None of that count. The true cost of home ownership is not being properly calculated because the only thing that you look at is the mortgage. You don't look at the insurance. You don't look at the property taxes. You don't look at the utility bills. You don't look at the maintenance. You don't look at any of this stuff. You don't look at it. And so when you're looking at the affordability, and I'm not telling you not to buy a home, but I'm telling you what is the investment from it, and then how do you extract the most for your money? Same thing when it comes to relationships. And I'm not just talking a relationship that you're sitting in with your friend. I'm talking about the relationship that you have with everybody that is playing a role in your life. Is the person that you're pouring into, because I have a specific calculation by which I know what the value of my time is. A lot of my bag chasers are familiar with this. If you're not a part of the Patreon, a link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. The value of my time is how much money I make per year divided by 8,760. And so let's say that the value of my time is worth $150 an hour, whether I'm sleeping, whether I'm woke, whether I'm having sex, no matter what it is that I'm doing, the value of my time is X. Let's say it's $150 an hour. If you make $100,000 a year, the value of your time is worth about $11.60 an hour, I believe. I might be off. If you make $100,000 a year, the value of your time is about $11, somewhere between $11 and $12 an hour. So either you can spend your time increasing the value of your time, or you can spend it investing in people that don't give a fuck about you and does not add no value into your life. Which is one of the reasons why I say that the biggest investment that you have is the person that you lay next to every day. Are they draining you, or are they adding additional value into your life, and then vice versa? Are they taking away from you, or are they adding additional value into your life, vice versa? Is it worth it more for you to be with them, or were they just a quick nut that you can get yourself out of? Here's the other part of it. Did you get a quick nut and then you get her pregnant? Did you get a quick nut and now you can't get rid of her? Did you get a quick nut and then she accused you of something that you never actually did? Right? Did you just get swayed by what she looked like and wasn't really able to extract any value that she had because you overlooked all of the red flags just because you wanted to get some box? Right? It's the same thing when it fucking comes to these cars and these homes. Did you fucking buy a lemon? Is your girl or your homies or your mother or your parents or the people that you surround yourself with a lemon? Are they a continuous hassle and issue, or are they people that ultimately add value into your life and you enjoy them, and then vice versa, you can't wait to be able to enjoy them and add value into their life also? I largely look at myself as an asset. I am an appreciating asset, meaning that the value of who I am is continuing to go up every single day. So the people that then align with me are benefiting from my greatness. And so it's worth the investment to be my friend, to be my lover, to be the person that loves on me every single day, because you then get much more in return. On the flip side, you have to ask yourself, and I don't care if you are a man or a woman, is the person that you're laying next to, okay, Faith, I like that. You said, Faith7765 said, my husband is my most valuable asset, no doubt. Okay, I'm with you. Here's the question that I have for you, Faith, and this is a realistic question. Are you an asset to him also? And this is a question that we need to ask ourselves, because it's not just the people that you surround yourself with, it's who you are. Sometimes you are the toxic friend. Sometimes you are the negative Nancy. Sometimes you are the person that the other person needs to divest themselves away from, and you thought that you was the toxic person because they kept saying toxic masculinity, when in reality you were the asset. We don't just need to look at the people that surround us and say, are they an asset to us? We also need to look in the mirror and figure out whether or not we're adding value into other people's lives. Let's continue. I'm going to play a little bit more of this.
And then there's a caveat. Until you fully pay back the loan, the lender holds the title and can repossess the car at any time if you fall behind on your payments.
Noelle Saldana was at work when her husband called to say their 2011 Acura had been stolen right in front of their East Orange apartment building with their 1-year-old daughter Hannah in the back seat.
Just got back to working. I got a little behind in my payments.
Repo guys going into your driveway in the middle of the night and taking your car. That's one way. They have these switches that can turn the cars off.
There are direct and indirect lenders. A direct lender would be your local bank, credit union, or an online lender. Once you're approved for a loan through a direct lender, you can then head to the dealership and shop around for your car just like a cash buyer would.
Now, let me guess. The indirect lender is you went into the dealership. Well, let me let them go ahead and cook.
As for indirect, that's when you go to a dealer and they provide you with financing options as you're buying a car. For example, you might be at a Subaru dealer and you just picked out the perfect car for your family. The dealer sends your financial information to Chase. Chase checks your credit and other financial factors and provides the dealer with an interest rate
and they absolutely hate when you come in with your own financing. They hate when you come in with your own financing because they already have relationships established with other financing entities that allow them to be incentivized and make more money as a result of it. Y'all need to understand the stuff that y'all doing. Don't just walk into the dealership and buy the car. Don't just walk over to the woman and fuck her and skeet in her. Don't just marry her. Ladies, stop opening up your legs to every single person that make a deposit inside of you and then say, well, I want somebody to go and be a step baby daddy as a result of it because I made a mistake. You didn't make a mistake. You made an informed decision to open up your legs to somebody that wasn't valuable for you at that particular time. And now you think that you're more valuable than you are because you keep saying I deserve a good driver, but you a used car. You keep telling us that you deserve a good driver and somebody that's going to pamper you and change your fucking brakes and make sure that your transmission fluid is up to snuff and make sure that your windshield wiper fluid and that your oil is changed. But you keep letting motherfuckers get inside of your car and smash on the fucking gas and they slamming on the brakes and they keep crashing you the fuck out. Every single time you let somebody get into your new car and drive you fucking insane. They went in there, they fucked on the back seats. They spilled a milkshake all on the side and they never cleaned it up. They was smoking cigarettes inside of you. They dumped off. They let their friends get in. You got a train ran on you, so all of the friends was in there partying inside of your pussy. And now you keep saying that now that I am a reformed hoe and I've went through the auction, I deserve a good man. I beg to differ. The value that you think that you hold is much lower than you think that it is. It's not the same. It's not the same. You are a 2008 BMW M5, ma'am. Ain't the same. We got electric cars now. They go longer. We don't even have to stop at the gas station. It's got less parts, less maintenance. They got better attitudes. Why should I buy a 2008 M5? You still got a CD changer in you. We got Bluetooth now. The ones that's the new joints, the ones with the good attitudes, they got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I know where mine's is at all times because we got apps now that say that, your car got the windows unlocked. They got better attitudes. I'm not gonna get my whole sermon today. Y'all gonna have to tune into the show tonight. Y'all gonna have to tune into the show tonight on the Anton Daniels channel. It is fucking going up tonight. I love y'all though.